When I came out, no one was doing that, dude. I was the first person to like put on blue and just rock it. And I'm a blood, but what the fuck does that mean? I'm from a gang, but motherfucker, I like blue. Shit is a cool color. You know what I'm saying? It was life and death, and I made it. I got it to a point where it didn't have to be like that. So now, if you in LA, and you know what it did is a negativity to it too. Because now, if you're in LA, you don't know who's a Crip or Blood, and so if you know tripping, and like you still can get fucked up because even a Crip, the Crip could just have on brown these days and like see you in red and just fuck you up though. So it's like you don't even know where it's coming from these days, which is fucking crazy, man.
You just jump into the deep shit. I didn't have to ask a question.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
it's
like that, right?
Los Angeles gang culture, man, is one of the deepest rooted things, man. And I'm still like doing research on it and finding out different things every single day that like blow my mind. Like recently on this album, I talk about like the first time that a Crip ever killed a Blood, and that's what started gang banging for real. Like at first, it was like it was all Crips. There wasn't no Bloods. And do you know why they call Crips Crips?
Something to do with cripple, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you know that. So
yeah.
they will walk with this limp, and old people would be like, look at them cripples. And so after a while, they got tired of it being crippled because it was like clowning. So they took the cripple off, and it was just Crips. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened is these Crips, it wasn't no Bloods. It was just all Crips, but they would just go around fight niggas, and they had a gang. So they would just jump niggas. So one day, one nigga was like, fuck this. Like, we need to create something to like go back at these dudes, you know what I'm saying? So they came with the Pyrus, right? And so before it was a blood, like a blood, it was a Pyru. And Pyru is Crip spelled backwards, but the C is on his back. So the thing was to whoop a Crip's ass and lay him on his back, and the C is upside down. So if you spell Crip backwards and put the C upside down, it's Pyru. And of course they wear red because opposite of blue was red. And the first time the Crips ever killed a Blood was 1972. It was a young blood named Lil Country. And, you know, we did a skit about it on the album, and we got a skit about it, like where, you know, we had this Crip with these Crips roll up on Lil Country, and then in the car they playing Smiling Faces because that was the #1 song in 1972, you know what I'm saying, on the urban chart. So it's like the album takes you through some trippy moments, man, but it's more educational than it is go get you a rag and gangbang, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point I'm 35 and it's kids out here that are dying senselessly. It doesn't mean that I'm like Pastor Mason. I'm like, yo, I'm about to stop gangbanging and I'm about to just preach, because I'm not a preacher. I'm a gang member, and I'm like a real notable gang member. And you know, and it's funny because I'm in these court trial. I mean, I'm on trial right now. I got all these cases, and every time I hear him refer to me as like the king of the Bloods or known Blood affiliate, I think it's funny because I live in the suburbs, and you know, my kids like go to school with like all white kids and Asians, and my son is like the only black kid in the school. But I'm in court and they like trying to like Tukey Williams me, and I just be laughing because it's like, damn, this is how people see me because of what I portrayed. And so I try to figure out how to, on my album, instead of saying like gang banging is dope, go gang bang, and this is what I do, I'm kind of shedding light on situations, telling you how gang banging is taking things, taking lives, taking time, taking situations, and taking dreams and aspirations from people. And this might not be something that you want to fuck with because there's instant funerals attached to this shit. Especially right now, we got this 100 days, 100 nights thing. Have you heard?
Yeah.
It's like, it's 10 different gangs competing, like competing to kill 100 niggas first. So it's 10, that's 1,000 dead bodies by Christmas. So the thing is like, you got, 10 different gangs trying to kill 100 people by the time December 21st comes. December 25th. Anybody. Bodies is like dropping, dude. Like, and it's just crazy, man. So it's like, that's why I made one disc red and one disc blue. And it ain't necessarily the blue disc is talking about all Crip shit, or the red disc is it's just it's a conglomerate of hip hop, LA, and just dope shit. So that's why the features, like people don't even, I just told everybody it's a disc too. Like Nas is on the blue CD.
Yeah, and let's just
Yeah.
stop, because you're on freestyle mode right now.
Yeah.
welcome to Mass Appeal.
We at Mass Appeal. That's how we start our interviews here.
You just dropped a bombshell today because last night we went to the listening and it was the documentary too. It was a single disc. You got everybody in the game on that record.
Yeah.
And now today you revealed that's just half of the record.
Yeah.
That's one half of the record. Now you're in Mass Appeal. Nasir Jones is our boss. He's our publisher. Tell us about the record with Nas.
The record with Nas is called Ghetto, and what it is that it's me and Nas going back and forth the way the game and Nas do. Number one, I'm just, it's always been an honor to me to have Nas as a friend because that's by hands down my favorite rapper on earth, period, as long as I've been listening to rap music. Just so happens that I'm at Mass Appeal and, that I'm not biased to the, magazine or nothing like that. Like, Nas is my dude. And outside of being a friend, I'm a fan, and every time I do a record with Nas, I feel like I'm blessed. I feel like I got blessed by, like a real rap god. And if I had a Mount Rushmore, then Nas would be on it, and that's four of the dopest MCs ever, you know what I'm saying? And, Nas would be on it with probably Pac, Big, and I would just have to say Jay because of what he's accomplished in his career, and whoever don't like it, like, whatever, fuck you, that's my Mount Rushmore. But the Ghetto record is Nas talking about things that go on in, Siberia and Africa and LA and New York. And I'm talking about things that go on in New York that I've, noticed. And so we go back and forth just talking about sort of situations that sort of render the youth of America, not black or white, just the youth, render us helpless. And so will.i.am produced the record. The beat changes a little bit, and it's just dope. It's like 6 minutes long, man, but it's a classic album. It's a classic record.
Unbelievable. And I mean, with all of the tracks that we heard in the documentary last night, I mean, how would you characterize disc 1 versus disc 2?
You know what? Nothing on the documentary DVD is on the album. Like, of course, because we would have to go clear all of that. And so those are tracks that, with agreement from producers that we are allowed to use in the documentary, the DVD. But nothing you heard in there is on my album, period. So everything that you hear on the albums will be fresh to you except the Future song, which was, when you pre-ordered, you got that, and 100 featuring Drake. But everything else, so, I mean, that's 2 songs that you've heard out of 36 because there's 38 songs. There's 19 on both discs. And what I think is going to happen when the album drops is that it's going to retrain the minds of hip-hop fans to not settle for bullshit because what happens now, and I'm independent, and I'm glad I'm independent because that means that I can do what the fuck I want to do as far as my music is concerned. And what labels are doing now that I hate is they're bullying artists into these 360 deals where they take 50% of everything, even your merch and all of that. And if you sign to a major label, hey, more power to you, I did it, and it wasn't at the end of my career. If I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have did that. But now you get bullied into making these albums that are 10 songs on them, right? And so your hip hop awareness, your art, your lyrics, your existence is compressed by labels because they're trying to stay in a market with the Walmarts and the Targets for selling CDs for $9.99. Well, there are a lot of people out here that might not have a lot of money, but for a classic fucking album, they got $20. These are the same people, you mean to tell me like the same people that smoke weed? Because if you buying a good chronic sack, it's $20, right? And you smoke it, it's gone in 5 minutes. So if you put out a classic album, you telling me that people won't spend $20 on the shit? Yes, they will. And what proves that is, shit, we've been doing that for so long. Like back in the day, albums cost $17.99, $19.99, and it didn't matter how many tracks you put on it. If the Lox wanted 16 songs on this shit, boom. If Nas put out, an album and had 12 songs on it, boom. But nobody wasn't making you dumb down your album for the sake of fucking Target's $9.99. Not to take anything away from Target, Walmart, Best Buy, or any of those. I'm just not falling in that category no more in my career. I'm gonna give my fans as much music, or not as much music as I want to, and I'm gonna do it freely because I've already been through, just the bullshit, man.